Hello everyone and welcome to episode 77 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling Series here on the channel, as it is the King of Pro Wrestling Tour, which will mean, of course, the King of Pro Wrestling Tournament, as we will have two four-way qualifying matches for each of the Road 2 shows, which will be, of course, four, and those 8 winners will battle it out, of course, throughout a one-night tournament filled with gimmick matches, with the winner being the King of Pro Wrestling and getting that heavyweight title matchup at Wrestle Dynasty. So that should be fun to see, as we will take a look at the standings as far as like what's going to look like as far as the tournament and like the final show. I want to keep that kind of under wraps throughout the first 4 days, so that way it's a little bit more like impactful, and plus it's already going to be a small episode as far as lengthwise, so just figured might as well wait until towards the end to go through the card and run it down. But there will be a title match on this card, as I will say that obviously because we need some matches to fill in between obviously the tournament matches. It's going to be an IWGP Intercontinental title matchup. Walter is going to take on Tyler Black. Major matchup there, obviously, both now in real life and maybe potentially in this save. We might see Walter as an Intercontinental champion, as he came very, very close the first time around. Was that the Dominion of Wrestling Nutaku now? I want to say it was Dominion, Volter and Tyler Black, but of course they had the double DQ at the G1 show that they had, so now we will be having the trilogy, and to see if Volter can in fact be the one to beat Tyler Black. So that should be exciting. But yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the tour, and we'll see. As far as everything's pre-booked, we're all ready to go as far as from that perspective, so just a little plug and play. It's been a while since we've actually booked things like on the fly. It's just, luckily, time has been on our side as far as being able to plan things out. It's been nice to see as Roger Strong fought for Wrestler's Court, though, accused of being an hour late to pick up his signed travel partner, as the judge, Shinsuke Nakamura, found to guilty and sentenced him sentenced him to pay for his travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Alrighty, so the 2 4-way matches. As we saw last year's Gaijin 4-way and Task Force Death 4-way was for night 1. This year, it's a Kingdom of Strong style 4-way and a Chaos 4-way. Of course, the new debutee of Konosuke Takeshita taking on Akira Francesco, Joe Doring, and Shito Ashino, then Nakamura, Hammerstone, Kushida, and Shelley. This will be the main event in Nakamura. He missed out on the G1, but he has a chance to go back-to-back here, being the first ever 2-time winner of the King of Pro Wrestling. As that would be massive. That would be absolutely massive. If he beats Hammerstone and Konosuke Takeshita beats Akira Francesco. What a win for that man. As, coming in, major chance. As far as that would be pretty impressive if he goes on to win the whole goddamn thing in King of Pro Wrestling. What a debut that would be. But also, as far as the implications of that, seeing an Okada Takeshita main event at Wrestle Kingdom, unless he loses the briefcase, of course, but that would be quite the goddamn match. But yeah, hopefully that's going to be a great little matchup there. So we have Dark Order versus Rushmore in an 8-man. This next show will see the 4-way of Dark Order, as they will be, obviously the winner goes on to King of Pro Wrestling there. But Brody Lee is going to beat Nick Jackson there. Fun little 8-man. That was Nick Jackson a little unhappy about losing to Brody. That's pretty wild. Okada and Rocky versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Gavin. Of course, that is the penciled-in main event for Wrestle Kingdom as of right now. Of course, the heavyweight champion and the G1 Climax winner, as Okada's going to beat Gavin McGavin in 10 minutes. Then we'll have our opener here. It's going to be LIJ, Bushi, and SB Kento against Yuman Zai and Okuya Miyagi, which obviously the established sound's going to get the win. SB Kento getting the win there as House of Black versus Suzuki-gun in a tag team matchup to be the Tactical Masterclass matchup. Technically, that's going to follow the Young Lion matchup, but Francesco's going to beat El Kukui, or Francesco Tozawa, rather, is going to be El Kukui. I just saw Akira, and immediately my mind was like, oh, yeah, Francesco, but yeah, obviously, we now have 2 Akiras to deal with. But yeah, that's I love that Yeihai Tozawa Jr. team, and House of Black and Suzuki-gun is a fun potential feud, obviously, as far as like Claudio versus Tyler Black. That's probably going to rule, but also, as far as I think they stylistically match up pretty well against each other. But that's going to go 18 minutes. As interesting, that we'll have to change something here. It's Robert King. It's given too much. That's fine by me. I'm assuming he's got the main. Sure does. Give that the red shoes. Perfect. Square that away. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to run Kanto. That's kind of weird to not want to run there, but we are just so kind of jam-packed here. At least the economy in the wrestling industry is finally on the upswing, but it has been brutal. Absolutely brutal as of late. Oh, man. I really have no idea where we should run this show. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, I guess we'll just run Chubu here. So, yeah, well, looks like it's gonna be the Toyashi General Gymnasium for this first day of the King of Wrestling Tour. We'll see how the first show goes. 59 for the opener. That's not bad. SB Kento and Bushi with 56s and 64s. Well, the young lions are coming together pretty well, especially Okuya Miyagi, for a guy that literally, I mean, he made his debut in the dojo probably, 3-4 months ago? Probably hasn't even had like 20 matches. He's almost in the 40s already. So that's a good sign. 65 for El Kukui and Robbie Eagles, as in Akira Tozawa and Fred Yai. Pretty solid matchup here. Tozawa with a German suplex over El Kukui. It's close, but yeah, the right team wins there. Suzuki doing some good work at ringside again. It's always nice to see. 77, though, for Okada, Rocky Romero against Gavin McGavin, and Zack Sabre Jr. Wrong team wins here, but Okada beating Gavin McGavin with the Rainmaker in 10 minutes. Solid stuff there. Might be the best thing on the card. As a 77 for the 8-man of Dark Order and Rushmore, as Brody with the Brody Bomb over Nick Jackson. Of course, Nick was going to be the best guy of Rushmore. He's actually the best guy in the entire match. Just no surprise. But Will Hobbs was off his game. He probably would have been a little bit higher. Probably would have outperformed like Matt Jackson and Roddy, maybe even AJ too. But yeah, it's not a little late, man. Can't really beat that. An 80 for the Chaos 4-Way, though, as Konosuke Takeshita beating Kira Francesco with the Javelin Kick. But yeah, I mean, he was the second best guy in the match, followed by Ashino. That is not bad at all. Not bad at all. So making his first ever King of Pro Wrestling appearance, though, for Konosuke Takeshita, which it's a big honor. Big honor. You're already going to be joined alongside Shinsuke Nakamura, so that kind of shows you what type of talent he's going to have to deal with as he gets the cross arm lock. Does Shinsuke over Alexander Hammerstone. Not bad at all. Thought about it, giving it to Kushida, though. Thought about it, but with Nakamura not being in the G1, felt like this was a great opportunity for having to be in something. But a 76 is not that great, to be honest. I'm assuming he is declining physically now. No, he's just holding back. I love how we have, like, Okada's declining, AJ's declining, but, like, Nakamura is still going strong. Unreal. Unreal. 76, I mean, that's not terrible. It's crazy the Chaos 4 was better, though. I actually thought, for sure it was going to be the Chaos one, or not Chaos one, the Kingdom of Strong Style one, but it's wild. Wow, not a bad first night, though. On to day 2, we go. Alrighty, day 2 as the 4-Ways, of course, the Dark Order 4-Way being one, and then we have a Junior 4-Way. Raya Lee, Fed Yehai, Robbie Eagles, and El Fantasma, winner of that match, of course, going on to the King of Pro Wrestling Tournament. So that's a great opportunity for one of those 4 men, as Jeff Cobb was brought forward as his court, accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. He can't be leaving Hammerstone at the airport, as the judge, well, probably not the airport since Hammerstone already worked the first day, just didn't pick him up forgot to wake him up to get on the bus to go to the show. As the judge Shinsuke Nakamura found him guilty and sentenced to pay first drop water speed for the next 3 shows. Yuji Nagata, though, passing on psychology to the Great Okan. Fun stuff there. So yeah, this was another little Gaijin 4-Way. Miro, Hammerstone, Doring, and Volter. Then Takuya Nomura, Jeff Cobb, Tamura, and Ishii. I think that was just the Haas one. So Brody, Evil, Will Hobbs, and Calvin Tankman. For the first time, Brody Lee does not win this 4-Way to go into the King of Pro Wrestling. Which is pretty cool. But also, I think I kind of showed you how repetitive. But I think also, too, Tankman and Hobbs are probably going to outperform Brody. I think it's just time. It's time for sure. And Calvin Tankman, he's going to beat Brody, too. I think that's going to be a major win. I would like to think it's as far as Will Hobbs and Tankman are kind of like, listen, the best way to win this matchup is if we team up. Doomsday and Plunge on Brody, and as far as, Hobbs and Evil start going at it, and they, end up sprawling out to the floor, and that leaves Tankman to hit his Tankman driver onto Brody Lee and picks up the win. As the four-way is won by Ryu Lee, the junior four-way. He beats El Phantasmo in 22 minutes. So yeah, Ryu Lee joining the fray, which that's a big opportunity for him. You know, obviously, a traditional junior heavyweight has not made that leap yet, but could have a major win, and he's definitely a tough guy to face in that tournament, depending on what match it is, especially if it's like a ladder match or something, like, you're fucked. As, trying to think what would be the best, probably this LIJ Task Force Death matchup, as 8-man tag here. Pac's going to be Chingo, as Task Force Death will be, maybe both of them are night 3, because I was thinking LIJ's was night 4, but both of them might be for night 3 in the 4-ways. As, you know, this will be obviously the LIJ 4-way, and this will be the Task Force Death 4-way. So, fun little matchup there, and plus Pac beats Shingo, so maybe, potentially down the road, we might see Task Force Death again challenging, or this time challenging, since obviously they lost the belts to LIJ, but this time getting a win there over LIJ and getting those belts back. Little building there. Just a little bit. Dark Order versus House of Torches is a junior 6-man, technically, besides, you know, Takeda. So Ishimura's going to beat Alex Reynolds. So that's going to be steal the show. Then we have the Young Lion matchup. Astronauts versus Katsuri Shibata and Kazushi Kodora, which Kazushi Kodora is the shits. Literally can't even work a 10-minute tag match. But we got to at least try and get him better. Coughlin Connors against the Court of Justice here. Tai Chi's going to beat Alex Coughlin. Nice win for Tai Chi there. Let's see where we're going to run this show at. Yeah, it looks like it's going to the Wakayama Prefectural Gym for day 2. It has run it. So 66. Yeah, Kodora with a 17. Brutal, but Abe and Takuya Nomura killed it there. They do have excellent chemistry, though, in Shibata and Kodora. Too bad Shibata's retiring this year, and too bad even with the excellent chemistry boost, he still only gets a 17. He is terrible, but yes, Shining Wizard for Fuminori Abe over Kazushi Kodora. Nice little win there. Coughlin Connors losing to Tai Chi and Juice Robinson, which, what an upset, though, for sure. I think if this was just a regular matchup, probably Tai Chi and Juice would have outperformed them, but as a technical masterclass matchup, it actually, you know, they get outperformed. And Tai Chi, though, at least he was the better of the two, so at least he gets the win there, and that's a nice win for Court of Justice, though. They needed that for sure. 70 for Dark Order and House of Torture. Ishimori getting the win in 10:25, as Ishimori with a 71. 68 for Black Taurus, though. You love to see that. And then John Silver with a 67. Takeda with a 50 breaks my heart, though. It's an 85 for the 8-man of LIJ versus Task Force Death, as Pac pinning Shingo with the Shooting Star Senton. It's a big win for Pac for sure. A lot of good stuff here. King's the worst guy in the matches, and he still only had a 71, so can't even be too upset with that. Pac, best guy in the match, though, getting the win. You love to see it. And 82 for Ryu Lee, Fred Yei, Robbie Eagles, and El Phantasmo's Ryu Lee carrying this one for sure. He gets the win over El Phantasmo in 21:53. Big win there for Ryu Lee. So he's going on to the tournament in our main event in 81 as Calvin Tankman beating Brody Lee, the Tankman driver after the Doomsday Plunge. Best guy in the match, getting the win. Fuck yeah, Calvin Tankman. Hopefully Calvin Tankman can get out of his MLW contract in real life, because, man, he desperately needs to get out of that sinking ship. But at least he's getting paid, hopefully handsomely well. But yeah, because he would absolutely kill it on a bigger stage. Solid show, though. An 81, we're glad to take that. Obviously, that 8-man's going to be tough to top as far as for these tour shows, but already halfway done with the tour. Unbelievable. As you're just super fast tour, obviously, since everything's pre-booked, and we kind of know how everything's going to flow. But yeah, now we have to take a break, though, to at least book strong, and then we'll be back for day 3. Alrighty, so day 3, the 4-ways are Rushmore and LIJ. So yeah, they are exactly what we thought it was going to be as far as having LIJ there. But having the Rushmore one there is nice to see, because obviously they had the 8-man against Dark Order. That was day 2. I think it was day 1, but yeah, it was day 2. As, yes, we got Blast Off versus the Time Splitters as well. But Pentagon Jr. making a waffle bar and cooked for everyone. Just him in full gimmick with a chef hat on. Oh my god. Would be incredible. So, big ass tag match as well. It's Okada and Takashita beating, or not beating that rather. Maybe they will win. Who knows? But they're taking on Zack Sabre Jr. and Josh Alexander. As far as the four ways go, yeah, this is probably going to be the LIJ one. This one's always awesome to see. So Sonata's going to beat Shingo, so he's going on to the King of Pro Wrestling. I want to say, yeah, Shingo won it 2 years ago. And then I guess they didn't have one in 2013. That's kind of crazy. They've only done it one time. And it hasn't ever been Hiromu or Naito winning it. But Sonata, yes, beating Shingo in 27 minutes. And then the Rushmore one, Nick fucking Jackson's gonna beat his brother, Matt Jackson, going on to the King of Pro Wrestling. A bit of a curveball there. I think everyone was probably thinking, oh, it's gonna be AJ or Roddy even. But no, Nick fucking Jackson's going on to the next round of the actual tournament part. So that is a major, major chance for Nick Jackson to really show what he can do in a big time moment as well. Then Okada and Takashita against Josh Alexander and Zack Sabre Jr. as Takashita's going to beat Josh Alexander. So yes, they will in fact win. Chaos getting the win there. It's a big win for. Hopefully that team goes over well in the chemistry department, because man, that would just absolutely rule. 6-man tag though of Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kota Ibushi, and Leona Fujinami against House of Torture. So we're gonna have a 4-way. This is going to be a split between House of Torture and as far as Ibushi and Tanahashi. So this will be Tanahashi, Ibushi, Jay White, and Miro. A little 4-way matchup. Obviously, those two teams battled it out throughout the summer in IWGP Tag Team title matches. And Brody King, though, is going to get the win for House of Torture, beating Leona Fujinami in 10 minutes there. Then we'll have Blast Off versus the Time Splitters as the Technical Masterclass matchup, as Kushida getting the win over Jason Lee. As what a win, though, for the Time Splitters. And this will set up a junior tag team title matchup there. So a little number one contendership matchup on this King of Pro Wrestling tour. Then Claudio and Rex Steiner is going to beat down on Jonathan Peck and Chris Fart. As Rex Steiner will be getting the win. So we'll see where we're going to run this show at now. I mean, I kind of want to run the Hiroshima Sun Plaza just because I know we can run it. Really no problem, but about to say it, maybe we can run. No, we still can't run the Amino Value Hall and be a sellout. Yeah, we still can't run the Dreamies even and be a sellout. It'd be close, though. Yeah, we might as well. Since it'll be close, might as well run it. There is a 63 for the opener, as Claudio killing it out there, though. With a 76. Rex Steiner with a 47, 37 for Jonathan Peck, and 35 for Chris Fart. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It went to the military press slam. Love it. Oh, the military press power slam. So the fucking, the Goldberg move, basically. As, well, no, Goldberg would do it out of a spine buster. Sometimes he'd do it out of just the regular power slam. Either way, it rules. Love it as a finish there. It's Abe and Jason Lee losing to the Time Splitters. Tough matchup, though. Very, very close. Slight edge to the Blast-Off team, but the Time Splitters get the win with Kushida winning with the Kushida lock in 17:50. Nice little matchup, though, especially as a technical masterclass matchup. Sabushi bruises his eye socket, so that sucks. Hopefully he's not going to be out of the 4-way matchup. As Bushi, though, was not involved in the finish, at least. He was the best guy in the match, so it looks like the bruised eye socket didn't bother him too much. But the Gonzo Bomb for Brody King over Leona Fujinami, which Fujinami outperformed him. Tough break there. Solid little matchup, though. Got the crowd buzzing, too. Nice to see. Nice to see there. 82, yeah, for Okada and Takashita at 77 and 71. Not bad. Not bad for the Chaos team as they beat the United Empire team, as getting the wall of Takashita in 2021 over Josh Alexander. And an 80 for the first 4-way go-main event as, yeah, Nick Jackson, best guy in the match. Right decision there. 450 splash on his brother. Love it. Love it. Kind of out of a desperation type of thing. As far as like AJ and Roddy, they're battling it out. Let's say, Roddy hits the goddamn backbreaker gimmick. I don't know why I'm... kill switch engage, that's right. As hits kill switch engage on Matt, and then immediately turns his attention to AJ. Nick, just kind of out of desperation, springing to the top rope, 450 splash, and wins it over Matt Jackson, pinning his own brother. You'll love to see it. And 88 for the main event, Jesus Christ, as Sonata beating Shingo with the skull end. LIJ still, one of the top acts what we have. They've been basically the top act since day one. And continuing it still in 2024, but yeah, solid show there. Great main event. Love it. Absolutely love it. And now our final tour show to see who rounds out the tournament. But man, what a list of names, though. Quite the mixed bag, though. So we got Nakamura, Konosuke Takeshita. We have Calvin Tankman. We have Ryu Lee. And now, of course, joining the fray in Nick Jackson in Sonata. So out of that list, let's see. There's been one heavyweight champion out of that list. IWGP heavyweight champion in Nakamura. Everybody else has either never even had a title match or has had it and lost. Looking at, Sonata. But everybody else, obviously, like Takeshita, has never had that opportunity. And just, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Yes, on to night 4, though. And we'll see who will be the 7th and 8th participant in that King of Pro Wrestling tournament. Alrighty, as we will see who is the 7th and 8th man joining. So we had Nakamura, Tyler Black, Roderick Strong, Charles Alexander. Just a mixed bag there in that 4-way. Yeah, we can run Kanto since I know we'll probably be close to running. Maybe not. Maybe we should just hold off a little bit. That might be a good call, actually. Yeah, we'll just run the other, we'll run the Nagoya Congress Center. So no, sell that out. So as far as the 4-ways, so yeah, we had Tanahashi, Jay White, Mira, and Kota Ibushi, which we talked about. Then the Task Force Death one, Kenta, Pac, Ray Fenix, and Eddie Kingston, which we'll have that be the main. I trust it. And Kingston is going to beat Ray Fenix. How about that? Eddie Kingston joining the tournament. And Tanahashi, Jay White, Miro, Kota Ibushi. It will be Tanahashi beating Jay White. Massive win for Tanahashi. So now, that has ruled into the tournament being set, and this is what it's going to look like. So the opener, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sonata in submission matchup. Then we'll have Calvin Tankman versus Nick Jackson in a special Falls Count Anywhere matchup. Then we'll have Tanahashi versus Eddie Kingston in a cage match. Then Konosuke Takeshita against Ryu Lee in a 2 out of 3 Falls matchup. So a little bit of a, lucha matchup, if you will. You kind of think of it from that perspective, but that match would absolutely rule. I need to see that. I don't know if that will ever happen. But yeah, that match would absolutely rule, by the way. Then the semifinals, so you see the winners of the first round matches, but Tanahashi and Calvin Tankman in a straight up singles matchup, and then Nakamura and Konosuke Takeshita in a finisher matchup. Obviously, the first guy to hit the finisher wins it. Then the Court of Justice versus Chaos, a 6-man tag, so at Wrestle Dynasty, the co-main event. So the main event is going to be the winner of the King of Pro Wrestling tournament, obviously, versus Zack Sabre Jr., but the co-main event going to be Okada versus Juice Robinson for the briefcase. And that is a massive matchup, so a little build up there. In the IWGP Intercontinental title matchup that we talked about, Walter versus Tyler Black could be a major victory for Walter here, or Tyler Black could keep that reign going and just keep on racking win after win after win like he has. He's had an incredible summer, and I think that would mean a lot to him to go into potentially, whether it's Madison Square Garden or some actual NBA stadium or even a football stadium size show as the Intercontinental Champion would be pretty massive for him. But the main event, though, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Shinsuke Nakamura in an Iron Man matchup, specifically requested for Tanahashi there because Nakamura, of course, won the Iron Man matchup last year. That was the first time we had that Iron Man match be, the final match. Winning it again against Nakamura. Either way, you have two of the very best of New Japan, obviously guys that have been synonymous with each other for literally decades now. And they get another classic. And they get a great chance to main event, a hell of a show. But yeah, so Nakamura's going to go through Sonata and Takeshita, and then for Tanahashi, he's going through Kingston and Tankman. So very much, as far as going through some killers, is Tanahashi, then for Nakamura, just going against, technically some very, very talented motherfuckers. And I think it's going to be a fun finals. I think it's going to be a fun tournament throughout. And I'm a little nervous about the finisher-only matchup, because I made it to where it's not like a pinfall's the finish. It's going to be like a stoppage. So hopefully that does not get as far as ticked down by TEW rating. But if it does, we'll try to get it back before the main event. But you never know. But for the rest of the matches, so obviously we know Nakamura Sonata's facing off to open up the show. A little build up there between the two, as Nakamura and Kaiji Tamato against Sonata and Bushi. Bushi's going to beat Kaiji Tamato there. Then we'll have House of Black, United Empire again. Another match that going in. As far as, but the 6-man, it's going to be Tyler Black, Malachi Black, and Robbie Eagles against Walter, the Great O'Khan, and Jonathan Gresham. So Jonathan Gresham's going to beat Robbie Eagles there, and that's the technical masterclass matchup. Steal the show matchup, Brody King and Drew Parker of House of Torture against Astronauts as Takuna Mart's going to get the win there. A little bounce back matchup for Astronauts, and a nice little win for them. And then Pentagon Jr., Shota Umino against Takeshi Masada and Yuya Koroku, as Pentagon Jr. is going to get the win. Obviously, the Young Lions will be losing that one. But yeah, I think a pretty solid show that we have on the horizon. I think this is going to be a pretty good show. Right now, obviously, with Ibushi's injury, it's going to kind of derail his rating a little bit. But other than that, I'm not too pressed about it. But Pentagon Jr., though, with a 72. Look at Shota Umino, finally in the 50s. Only took about 4 years, but he did it. As Pentagon Jr. has a fear factor, though, over Takeshi Masada. Nice win. Nice win for sure. 75 for the technical masterclass matchup, as, Gresham killed it there. Okan and Walter, though, they did not kill it. They fucking stunk up the joint. As a spike driver for Jonathan Gresham over Robbie Eagles there. That's a 75. Not bad at all. 78, though, for the Steal the Show matchup of Brody King and Drew Parker. Losing to the Astronauts. As what a team, though. The Astronauts are 80 and a 71 for Abe and Takuya Nomura. Great win. Got the crowd buzzing, too, for the rest of the card. Can't ask for anything more. Sanada and Bushi beating Nakamura and Kaji Yamato. Right team wins. There's the Firebird Splash from Bushi over Kaji Yamato in 20 minutes. And got the crowd hotter again. So we're just riding this wave. And 80 for the tag match, for the 4-way. So yeah, Bushi's injury really taking a big toll there. That's unfortunate to see. But the high fly flow from Tanahashi over Jay White in 23:52. Great win for Tanahashi. Best guy in the match. Love it. Absolutely love that. And our main event will be Eddie Kingston beating and shockingly winning the 4-way matchup. Here's Ray Phoenix getting caught with the blackout lariat. What a win for Eddie Kingston. I want to say the last time we did this, Pac won it. He won the Task Force Death 4-way. I want to say that was either 2 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. But, yeah, that is the show. As far as the tournament is set, the tour has been ran, and all we have to do is just run this King of Pro Wrestling tournament, and we'll be set for the episode. But, man, I'm pumped for that main event, though. That's going to be quite the interesting tale to get to that point, as far as two completely different paths to get there. Tanahashi's definitely going to earn getting there, and I would say the same thing for Nakamura as well. And hard to believe, yeah, that's Wrestle Kingdom 4. You see him over there. As far as Nakamura, of course, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and Takayama, of course, was, as far as the double champion, the double championship matchup there with Nakamura and Yoshiro Takayama. And, I want to say that was also, Arn Anderson retiring there. But I believe it's on Sunday, so we can stop the recording for now, and we'll go to the King of Pro Wrestling show. Alrighty, as they got us in the Tokyo Dome. That works for me. Works for me. Alright, New Japan World. Backstage instance. Let's see what Takashita. Wow, he helped create a relaxed atmosphere when he set up a barbecue for everyone and cooked for everybody. Way to go. And we got a waffle bar. What a fucking great show this will be. Unreal. But yeah, what a card this was. Wow, we really jam-packed a lot of title matches on the previous show. I didn't even remember that. Yeah. We should probably, now I'm thinking about it, we should probably, because I think I had the Chaos Court of Justice matchup a little higher than I probably should. We should probably have that after the first round matches. I think that will make more sense to do it that way, but yes. We should probably go in the order it should go. So Tanahashi and Nakamura, the main event. Iron Man matchup, and your winner of the King of Pro Wrestling is Tanahashi. So, man, Tanahashi joins in the long list of accolades for New Japan. He joins that awesome list as well. The people that have won the King of Pro Wrestling. Got Hiromu, Zack Sabre Jr., Okada, Nakamura, and now Tanahashi. I think all well-deserved. And, he's also one of the few guys to win, obviously, the King of Pro Wrestling, the New Japan Cup, and the G1. Which I think Hiromu has done that. Oh, no, Hiromu has not done that. That's the one thing he hasn't done. But Zack has done that. Okada's done that. And I want to say Nakamura's done that as well. Obviously, yes, because he won the New Japan Cup. Yes, it's kind of crazy. It's a bit of that's like the ultimate Triple Crown, I guess, or the ultimate Grand Champion not only win like the IWGP Heavyweight title and all that jazz, but to also win all the tournaments as well. It's pretty big. Pretty big. And Hiromu will have, the best Super Juniors as well, so that would be pretty crazy if he ever does win the win the G1 rather. But Tanahashi though beating Nakamura, I want to say it's 2-1. I would love, absolutely love, if as far as to see Nakamura be able to hit a Bumaye while Tanahashi's going for a high fly flow. That'd be amazing, but I just don't think the physics are there for that. As to get the final fall, but love it, absolutely love it. That comes down to obviously 30 minutes with a 2-1 on the. Not that it matters, because obviously you can't really dictate that. Would be nice if you could. Then Volter will beat Tyler Black in the co-main event. Your new Intercontinental Champion. Massive win. Massive, massive win there. I think this is the right call. We'll see. We'll see how great of a matchup that potentially will be. Then Nakamura and Takashita for the finisher-only matchup will be ended by stoppage. Hopefully it works. Very, very nervous about it. And Tanahashi and Tankman in the singles matchup, straight-up singles matchup. Tanahashi's going to get the win in 22 minutes there. So now we'll have the Chaos Court of Justice 6-man. As Juice is going to beat Joe Doring. We're going to see some interference, though, from the Great Khan. So really the big thing here is with the interference from the Great Khan, I don't think that's really necessary, because I was going to have Okan, but as far as have that be the next kind of rivalry, but that kind of wouldn't make any sense. We might as well go with the Headhunter here, as we'll have him attack Joe Doring. That kind of makes more sense. Anyways, but yeah, 20-minute matchup. Juice over Doring. Big win for Juice, first of all, especially going into the G1 briefcase matchup at Wrestle Dynasty. So that is massive. Then we'll have, as far as Takashita and Ryu Lee in the 2 out of 3 falls matchup. I love this match, though. That's why it's obviously pretty high up on the list, but also 28 minutes. Giving him a lot of time, but it would be 2 straight falls for Takashita. The first fall coming around the 16-minute, and then the second one would be right at the 28 one. So we're giving him a lot of time. A lot of time for sure. Then we'll have Tanahashi and Kingston in the cage match. Tanahashi's going to get the win, obviously. Then Tankman and Jackson. So the reason why this is not only a special Falls Count Anywhere matchup, it starts in the back. It starts in it's a backstage starting point. I don't want to call it a brawl, because it is a match, but the Falls Count Anywhere matchup, as far as Tankman looking for Nick Jackson, and he starts the fight early, as far as in the locker room, and it's a pure 6 brawl between Dark Order and Rushmore, and they battle out, and the referee's there now, and they just ring the bell and started right there in the backstage area, which Tankman's going to win. He's going to, I want the finish to either be a Tankman driver through a table, through the catering table, or do the Big Show spot where he pinned the guy up against the wall. That would also be pretty sick to see. Kind of hope that's the case. Him pinning him against the wall would be pretty awesome. But yeah, either way, 7-minute matchup, very, very short. Just the sheer chaos of that matchup is kind of what I'm hoping for. Nakamura, of course, will be beating Sonata. I kind of want to edit that match a little bit more, Tankman and Nick Jackson, because I want to make sure that it's there's interference going on. There's I guess we'll just have it at ringside. We'll just have AJ, Roddy. Oh, I mean it twice, and then Matt Jackson. Then we'll have Brody, Evil, and Hobbs. Sick. I'm curious how that's going to play out as well. So we need Daichi Murama's given too much. I'm assuming he's got the main. Nope, that's Red Shoes. He's got the co-main event then, yes. Yes, he does. We'll give that to Davey. Okay. So we'll add some we'll add some post-show stuff. Press conference. Go Ace. Go Ace. Yeah, so Tanahashi obviously pumped. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Fujinami's there. Let's have some of the kind of younger kind of babyface guys. I was thinking like maybe Yui Mora. Yeah. Go with Yui Mora. Let's have Bushi there, and we'll have Shibata there as well. So a little bit of a mixed bag. Some of the younger talent, some of the veteran talent that are line marks. So yeah, we'll have Taguchi out there too for the press conference. Just a big celebration for the babyface, for the ace. He's 47 at this time. It's kind of crazy. Crazy, he's still going. He probably will still be going in real life too. It's just wild. I wonder when. I mean, if he. I think he won't make it to 50. I really don't think, but maybe he will. Maybe he will. Yeah, we'll have a. Let's see. We'll do a post-show press conference with Falter. So man, what a big day for the United Empire, though. So we'll have Falter be the main guy, but you got Zach there, talking about what United Empire have done. You got the junior champs in both obviously Gresham, but then Moriarty and Gulak. Just the amount of, and you also have the Great Okan with the fucking New Japan Strong title match, or title rather, not match, but yeah, a lot of champions in United Empire, and they're just getting started. They are just getting started. Sick. Yeah, and then we'll have one for Court of Justice. The Court of Justice, they are, as far as Juice really talking about how nobody believes that they are going to be, that he, himself, is not going to be able to beat Juice Ramsey. He's not going to beat Kazuchika Okada when it matters the most for that briefcase. He said, I've beat him once, I've beat him twice now. I'll beat him a third time if I need to. I'll do anything to win that briefcase because I am eyeing that heavyweight title for the Court of Justice as far as they are wanting to right the wrongs, and they are going to, they're purging the injustice of New Japan, what's happened to them. What a better way to do it by becoming the heavyweight champion for Juice Robinson, and that might start as far as the momentum for the rest of the guys to kind of get some gold, and they might take New Japan hostage. You never know. Never know. But yeah, that's I think that's the post-show press conference we're gonna do. Nice. Yeah, we'll have Walter end it out. But yeah, I think Tokyo Dome was probably the best call. Yep, we'll be a sellout. We're not going to be running, obviously, the... we're definitely not the... mind, but I was thinking the National Stadium, but we're not even close to that, probably. Because, yeah, that's 80,000, yeah. Might as well run the Tokyo Dome. No problemo there. It's a 97, Jesus Christ. Triangle choke, though, from Nakamura. I do love that. What a match. Good luck topping that. The 70 here for Tankman and Nick Jackson as Tankman, otherwise with a submission win. Obviously, he's going to pin him up against the, he's going to pin him up against the wall. I've made that decision. But I do love a Tankman driver potential as far as to tease the spot, but Nick kind of gets away from him, and it's kind of like he's running away from it, and it's just, it's brutal. It's a brutal affair back there. So, battling throughout the Tokyo Dome is kind of the idea there. And Tanahashi wins the cage match with the high fly flow. Listen, if this was about 15 years ago, he's doing that son of a bitch off the cage. But at 47, yeah, Tanahashi's doing it from the top rope. But I'm not a... Well, I do say that. He did do that fucking high fly flow at Wrestle Kingdom last year. Off the goddamn ladder. He is the deathmatch ace, after all. Maybe he'd probably be down for it. What a madman. There's a 90, though. Oh, my, yeah, and they have great chemistry, too. That rules. That match would rule, for sure. But what a win, though, for Konosuke Takeshita. As, 2 straight falls. Don't mind what the game says. It sucks that you can't pick that, but what can you do? But, Ryu Lee with a 94, that's incredible. Takeshita with an 82. Love it. Love it. The 79. Oh. Ooh. I don't know what it is about cats, but they are cursed with these spinal cord injuries. C5 vertebrae on the cervical spine there, as far as that compression on the spinal cord. He's got to be out for like a year. Tough break for Ashino. Boy. Boy, oh boy. But yeah, headhunter attacking, interfering, costing Chaos the matchup. What a win, though, for Juice Robinson. Beating Joe Doring, which he did outperform him, so that was the right call. At least from that perspective. But man, Ashino being injured like that is brutal. Tanahashi with the high fly flow over Calvin Tankman in 21-37. Major win. Major win for Tanahashi there. And then Nakamura is the first man to... He technically doesn't pin him, which is why I kind of like that being a finisher matchup. But the stoppage did work, so that's nice to see. Yeah. Hell yeah. Could not continue after the Boomaye. Which that, the Boomaye javelin kick kind of having both guys go for broke with it, I think would be a fun story too. Going 22 minutes without a finish would be pretty tough though, I think. But they would do it. They would do it. 92 for the co-main. Can't believe it wasn't higher, but Walter wins with the Burning Lariat, and he is your new Intercontinental Champion. What a match. Of course, they have great chemistry, rather, always, and just a fantastic matchup. Fantastic matchup. And our main event's a 99. Go Ace. He is the king of pro wrestling. Winner, 2 falls to 1, 2. We got it right that time at least. Love it. Absolutely love it. Post-show press conferences go well. Hell yeah. What a show. 97. We'll take it. It sucks that the Tank and Nick Jackson match kind of fell apart a little bit, but other than that, I'm very, very pleased with the show. 3 92s, a 99, a 97 for the opener, too, with Nakamura. Like, they killed it. Tanahashi was the man, though. Both him and Nakamura, they did a tremendous job, obviously. And, we're going to give a big hug to Tyler Black, though. What a run. 160-some days, and had great matches throughout, and really took his game to the next level with that reign. And now, on to the Wrestle Dynasty show. What a show that shall be. Of course, you see there, Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr. will be the main. My God, that's going to be quite a matchup. Then we'll have Okada and Juice for the briefcase, and so much more, which we'll talk about in the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.